know, vlogging on the road isn't exactly the easiest thing. This isn't a complaint, it's just more of a like, here's a look behind the scenes. I'm driving and Hannah is making sure that our most recent videos are exported. So like, as we're about to head home now, you guys are about to tomorrow see our last video with retro rig. So Hannah's manning the computer, exporting that bad boy. I'm pumping gas, and we're kind of looking around for what we're gonna get for breakfast. That's how we start every day. Working on a little video, filling this bad boy up. I just took a shower, my hair is wet, so now my glasses are wet. It's gonna be a good day though, because we're heading to Kansas City, and we're gonna go to the Goodwill bins there, so stick around.
Sorry about that, wait, can I take yours, please?
I'll have a ultimate meat and cheese breakfast burrito. So we're starting out today in Hannah's hometown, heading to Arkansas. Hannah's going into her favorite donut shop in town now, and I've kind of come to realize that like, it seems like everyone's favorite donut store that I know is the donut store in their hometown, and like nothing compares. It's not even about whether or not it's good, it's just that those are the donuts you ate growing up, right? There's a little donut shop like that in my hometown. And we usually grab some donuts on the way out of town if we leave early morning, but we didn't do that. So we made sure to do that in Hannah's hometown. I've actually never had them, so it'll be good. I'm not a huge donut eater. Hannah would eat donuts for every meal if you let her, but I'll have a glaze or some, my favorite's donut holes. I'll have some donut holes often, but I told her just give me a glaze today because I got a burrito from the old Sonic to eat first. And an impulse purchase. That's a big old glazed donut.
Oh, they're good. Solid donut.
4 stars, what do you give? We've made it all the way to Kansas City. We're about 10 miles from the Goodwill bins here. Super excited. I just realized my glasses are funny. You see that? Lens is popping out. Weird. We've never been to the bins here, and honestly, I can't recall having been to Kansas City for several years now. I can't remember when the last time was. So, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking real hard. I don't think I've ever worked here professionally. Most of the big cities in the Midwest, heck, most of the big cities ever, I've worked in, I've done jobs in. I don't think I ever worked here because we're driving through it and it's like nothing's familiar. And normally when I drive in these big cities, I'm like, oh, I did an event over there or whatever. We are in Kansas City now, and the Goodwill bins here, according to their website, is doing one of those things where they shut down for an hour, open back up for a few hours, and we look to be right on time to get there during their middle rotation. They're opening up at 2, and it's like 1:30 right now or so. And so since there's enough time, I figured we'd go ahead and stop and fill up. We're still trying to make good time and make it to our next city at a reasonable hour tonight, so we don't have to drive too much at nighttime. So I'm just trying to maximize my time here and fill this bad boy up real quick, and then we really should roll in right at time at opening for the Goodwill bins here in Kansas City. And that was the gas. All right, let's do it. We should get to the bins about 10 minutes before they open now. I'm excited. Brand new bins. We haven't been to new bins on the trip yet, right?
Correct.
You fell down. We've been to a bunch of new Goodwills and Sabres that we haven't been to yet on this trip, but we haven't been to a new bins yet. This should be the first of a few if everything goes according to plan. Definitely should be going to a few more bins tomorrow in the next couple days, so definitely make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and come back for the next several days. It should be a lot of new stuff from here on out. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. Oh no, disaster strikes. We just ran into some serious redlining traffic, so now watch. We're really about to get to the bins right as they open the doors. I don't know what's going on. I think they might actually have the highway shut down up here, which quite coincidentally, I think it's shut down right at the exact exit that the bins is on. So hopefully this doesn't turn into a nightmare, but we're gonna be sitting here for a minute. All right, so here's what I think's going on. There's no line outside like we expected. So I'm thinking they probably, though they still have on their website, it listed that they're closing down for certain periods. I think that's probably not actually the case. because there's several places we've been that's kind of said one thing and you get there and it's another. These things on the internet just kind of take a while to update. And I've been saying this on the channel, if you're looking to go to the Goodwill bins anytime soon, don't trust what you read on the internet, because a lot of them are just opening back up and there's no telling what's actually going on. So it's looking like we're gonna be able to walk in there and shop no problem. So let's go see.
Okay, it's smaller, but they have jam-packed so much stuff in these bins. So I'm looking forward to digging through this and seeing what they got. Some Wrestlers, some Levi's. I think I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, so I'll check back in a bit. I just unearthed a nice little color blocking set, both Wranglers. I think they're both 34s. No, this is a 32, this is a 34. So this will be a pretty small size when it's all done, but that's a cute color combination. I like it.
Wait about 5 minutes, go back outside. See what's done, if it's done. Close. All right, so not gonna be a lot of footage for that Goodwill bins, but we're gonna talk about why. We've been to 20-something Goodwill bins now all over the United States, and there's just a handful of them that aren't really worth being at, and we kind of decided pretty quickly that wasn't one, and that our time would probably be spent better here in town by going to a Savers or a Goodwill or something. So that's what we're gonna go do now, but I guess while we make that drive, let's talk a little bit about what was going on there at that bins. Got inside and they were doing rotations internally. They weren't kicking people out anymore, so this is not the first time we've come across this. Goodwill bins all over the United States opened up with very, very tight restrictions and new methods for bringing out new product, and now that things are kind of loosening up, those things are relaxed, though online on their websites you're going to read different information. So if you're looking to go to the bins here in Kansas City, probably going to be fine to just go at normal hours that are listed. That's what it's looking like to us. But when you get in there, you'll find that they this is the first time I've ever seen this. They have signs up on the wall for each direction, north, south, east, west. And basically what they do is every hour they announce which side of the room, north side, west side, they're going to rotate. And then you have to go to the other side of the room and they clear that side out and bring out new product. That's not abnormal. That's how our bins in Phoenix originally pre-coronavirus did that. They did one side of the room or the other. They never labeled them north, south, east, west. It was just halves, one side or the other. So I'm sure there's other bins in the United States we haven't been to that do that, but that was just interesting seeing up on the wall north, south, east, west. So we were there for one quick rotation, and that was it. And even that new rotation, the quality of the stuff, we were just like, ah. And I got some pants. I got some Nerf stuff that was actually from the previous rotation. So that was pretty cool. Nobody else there seemed to be worried about the Nerf stuff, so that was good for me. But they only rotated, like, I would say 10 bins, right? Like, yeah. Not a lot. 3 or 4 closed bins, 3 or 4 miscellaneous bins, and that's not really enough bins for as many people were in there. I mean, don't get me wrong, we got to some bins first. We were able to run up in there and get some, you know, Hannah grabbed some jeans, some of the good jeans before anyone else got them. So it's not like we don't know how to go to the bins and rush over and be the first people to get stuff. But Hannah and I both walked up to each other about 10 minutes in. We're like, let's go. Just enough bin shopping that we've done, we know our time's kind of better spent elsewhere. And I'm not trashing the Kansas City bins here. It's just like, we've said this 1,000 times, there's 2 bins in Nashville, one downtown, one outside of town. You walk into the one downtown, we get the same feelings. Not enough going on for us to really want to stick around here. We go to the other bins in town, and it's great. So I'm gonna put that bins right there, probably at a tie for my second to last, or second to least favorite.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
I do.
I think my least favorite's Albuquerque, even though, honestly, I've said this on the channel before too, you should still go to the one in Albuquerque. It's an interesting time. It's the smallest one I've ever been to, and because of its smallness and stuff, it's just, there's too many people, it's not worth going to. That's really all it is. There's some good stuff can show up there, I guess, but and my second least favorite is that one in Nashville I'm talking about, and that one was just like it. So it was interesting. I'm glad we came through here and figured that out. If we're ever in Kansas City for whatever reason again, we will definitely go buy that bins, because there's nothing that terribly wrong with it. But you know, if we're gonna drive a few hours out of our way to go to another city and go to some Goodwill bins while we're there, it's not gonna be this one. That's kind of where that quick experience has put me on there. But I don't want you guys to take my advice too seriously. If you ever have the chance to go to any of these bins, go to them no matter what I say. I'm just telling you what we think about the situation. And I don't know, you tell them what you thought.
I mean, I agree with what you said. I think as far as like, the thing that bothers me about bins is the pushiness of the people. So if there's not a lot of great stuff, it's like, well, maybe it's just a bad round, maybe there's a lot of factors. But if the people there are intense and just difficult, it makes me upset. And those people weren't. They were totally fine. I had no problems. So I wouldn't rank it as like horrible, but the quality of stuff didn't make that trip super worth it. So it is on the lower end.
I don't know though, I'd be curious to know from some of you guys that are watching, if you're in this area, if you're anywhere near Kansas City and you shop the Goodwill bins here at any frequency, regularly, sometimes, every now and then, once a year. I'd like to know what you think in the comments below. Every time I say anything negative about a bins, just because we've been to so many, somebody usually takes umbrage with any negativity towards their bins, because it's their bins and they shop there, which I say to say, if I lived here, that bins would be perfectly adequate for me doing what I do. I left there with a lot of nerve stuff, as you'll see in a little bit when we do the wrap up. I'll show you what we got. But you know, there are better bins. There are a couple bins here in the United States that are heaven compared to others, and I'm just always looking for another heaven. But let me tell you what we're doing now. We were just on our way to Savers. We had the GPS locked in, and Hannah shouts, "City Thrift!" And we spotted this place from the road, so we pulled over. This is completely impromptu. Holy crap, this looks dope. Whoa.
Oh, I spotted jeans right out the gate. Just walked in the door. I like them all front and center like this. This is great. I'm curious. Do you guys like your jeans hung this way, or do you like them hung this way? I like them hung this way. This whole like sideways nonsense is hard to look through for me. Nothing's really catching my eye yet. These are not great, but sure. I might take another lap later and just double check it, but looks like this jeans section is not looking too good.
Oh, this is what I wanted to see for sure. There's so much gaming stuff in here. Holy crap. I've got some friends who collect Vita, and they're really close to completing their collection, so just in case, I'm gonna send them a pic, make sure they don't need either of them.
This place is humongous. Like, look at this dish section. This is a whole wall of baking ware. Very excited. This is a nice biggin. This is a bundle. $6 for two. That's not bad. $3.99, that ain't bad either. All right, feeling optimistic. You're gonna keep looking. Might get those, but probably not.
There's just so much to look at here. I'll tell you what, the prices I'm seeing on everything are a tad high, but I'm still just really pumped to be here because this is a thrift store I've never seen before. And I tell you what, we're not quite yet financially capable of just going anywhere we want, whenever we want, and just spending time somewhere. But ideally, we're trying to get there. I would love to be able to come through Kansas City sometime and just go to every Savers here, every one of these thrift stores. If there's more, there could be 5 of these in town. I haven't looked it up yet, I don't know. And I'd love to go to all of them, but we need a few more subs first. So hit that sub button if you haven't already. I'm gonna find something to buy.
Some beautiful like crystal depression glass looking stuff. It's a little expensive. I mean, that one's not, it's only $1.99, but that's a little too small for what I would want to use it for. I like repot candles basically in them. So I take thrifted candles, take the wax out, clean it all up, and then put it in a new little cute dish like that. But I'm not gonna get any of those. I've got quite a few at home that I need to work on.
Holy crap, I found way more games. $5 We Fit, okay. I guess I'm allowed in here. Come on, there's gonna be something. Oh no, we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
There's so much stuff on these shelves, it's really exciting. I haven't found anything like absolutely breathtaking that I have to have, but like this is kind of old. Fire King makes a lot of those little pedestal glasses out of the milk glass. I don't think those are Fire King though. These are cute. I know they're not old by any means, but they are cute. Oh, this is so pretty. This looks like a Libby glass. I wish a full set was here. That'd have been great. That's really pretty. I love Libby glass. There's one more back there. Looks like they want $5.99 for both of them, and that's just too much. Oh, these are cute. Great outdoor adventure. Very sweet.
This is a really awesome thrift store. It's kind of nuts, actually, how much cool stuff is here. I mean, look at all this board games and everything else. But it's all pretty expensive.
I don't know how I didn't notice this before, but there's a whole place that just says vintage shop. Yep, we're going. We're hurrying. We're walking faster and faster. Let's go. I'm so excited. I hope there's good stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay. So far nothing amazing, but that'd have been a really cute pair of like shorts. Another skirt. No thanks. Tide racing, lol. Oh, that's so cute. Little Minnie Mouse. So sweet. Babies have the best vintage clothes. They're so cute. Like, I'd wear that in a minute. So cute. Okay, this is killing me a little bit because here's all the vintage jeans I've been looking for. I mean, these Levi's are decent, but no thanks. No thanks. Mud jeans, no. These are Levi's, but someone destroyed them. Silver tab, how much they want for those? 30 bucks. I couldn't even sell those for 30 bucks, that's for sure. This is intriguing. Some chick jeans. 12 bucks, that's not bad for those, but like, if you were someone that were wanting to purchase them from me, me buying them for 12 bucks, no thanks. I mean, they've got some beautiful stuff in here. Oh, these are stunning. Look at those. Okay. No, they're not red lines. Tons of silver tab. Holy cannoli.
Well, if you're coming to Thrift Kansas City, I will say City Thrift is a definite must. You gotta check it out. They definitely are a thrift store that looks up their items and gets their value, which, you know, it's definitely their right to do, but I'm looking for cheaper stuff, so I didn't leave there with a ton, and I didn't think we were gonna leave there with anything, but I found $1 demo discs at the end, and I'm kind of bummed because there's a PlayStation 2 demo disc still in its wrapper, but they wanted $8 for it, and I really wasn't able to explain to them that it was literally just one of these. It just looked bigger, so it wasn't really worth more than these per se, but it's all right. We're leaving with something. I'm super pumped right now because we are at a Savers in Kansas City, and we had the most luck out of the Savers when we were in St. Louis, so maybe this will go well. If it doesn't, no big deal, because I'm super happy about those Xbox demo discs, but I love me some Savers, man. We just walked all the way over here because we thought the door was right there and there's a wall. I'm a special boy. I don't know what to say about that. There's a wall. I thought it was like double-sided entrance.
I didn't know.
There's no way. There's no way I just found this. No way. No way. Best find of the trip. It's Savers, man. Wherever you go, if you go travel thrifting, listen to me when I say this, read my lips, go to Savers. Go to Savers.
Okay, the Savers is pretty sparse, not gonna lie. I mean, I'm in the baking section. There's just not a lot. This is something kind of old, but it's nothing. It's like a mixing bowl for a mixer. Expensive Corningware, no thanks.
Excuse me. Do you imagine
Well,
too many things and nowhere to put it all?
there's that.
Because we've got
Cool.
All right. Not a lot of games. Got pretty much everything that's here. Ooh, actually, I don't have that, but it's got Oblivion inside.
Well, looks like Dallas is having a good day.
You like that?
Hot darn. That's
Heck
real
yeah.
nice.
There's not really any video games that I don't already have. I might not have this jam pack, but I don't know. That's about the only one.
Well, everything else is going about the same as me, I guess. Nothing.
I love Savers. I really do. I'm just gonna get a couple games and this backpack, which is awesome. There are a lot of fantasy books here. I've been doing pretty good selling these in our antique malls. I'll tell you what, I wish I was here on a sale day. If I could get all these for $1, $1 is kind of my sweet spot for this kind of thing. I'd probably actually end up buying every single one of these if it were half off, if I could get to them first. Dark Apprentice. Well, that one ain't got no price. I picked the one book that doesn't have a price. Right now, I just kind of stick with Star Wars books, but sometimes we've pieced together a couple sets of stuff like this and sold a ton. But I don't see any. I don't see any Star Wars I'm gonna leave with. I sold a whole set of Young Jedi for, I think, $100. Looks like it might be time to start that one over. I'll get that for $2.
All right, we've got 2 rows of jeans. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not optimistic. I haven't seen like anything that looks even remotely interesting yet, but we're gonna take our lap. Let's do this. All right, 50% down and not anything to talk about yet. I know I do this very fast, but I'm very used to what I'm looking for. Like, that would be remotely interesting to look at, but it's nothing. Most of these, like, there's too much stretch in them for me to even, like, for them to even be remotely old. So that's how I know I can go so fast. We got some overalls though. Some Gap overalls. Probably gonna be too expensive. Yeah, $12, no thanks. Here we go. This is interesting. Some Levi's, but they're DIY. They just like cut off the little button and put on a ribbon on top of it. Very crafty. Did it on the bottom too. You know, for continuity. So these are kind of interesting, but they're really expensive. So I'm probably not gonna get them. These are some old Doc Martens. I would normally like want to give them a shot. They're not the style of Doc Martens that I want to sell. but they are kind of popular right now because Skechers likes these like chunky shoes like these. Are these Skechers? No, they're not. Those have been really popular for some reason lately, and I can get about 40 bucks out of them. Doc Martens, I could potentially get a little bit more, but I don't know if it's gonna work. It's like, people don't want Doc Martens that look like Skechers, they want Skechers that look like Skechers. So these are like $25 and they're kind of beat up. So I said all that to say, if you find Skechers that look like that, it's definitely worth picking up. But Doc Martens, you know, if they're for the right price.
So I'm much too large to put on this awesome backpack, but Hannah's gonna model it for us. Break it down. Come on, break it down. Oh, put it on, put it on.
I'm getting there, you gotta respect the catwalk.
Okay, I'll do a twirl. Ooh, ooh. All right, I'm into it. That turned out to be all right for me. Did you get anything?
No,
nothing?
The girl checking us out was super jelly of this backpack.
Oh, she liked it?
Yeah.
Well, there was a bunch of stuff in there I wanted that, I've said this probably a couple times now on this trip since we've been to Savers. They were half off day. There were a couple things I'd have bought.
Same.
There was a flute in there that was pretty nice. I didn't get it on camera, I don't think. But it was $150. It was probably a $600-700 flute. It probably still would have been worth it, but I'm not trying to get into that business right now. Check it. The sun is sinking low, and we've just been driving and driving and driving. It's kind of getting to the point where the driving is becoming a bit much. Hannah's tired of driving.
I'm bored.
It's not really that we're tired of driving. Just we've listened to every album we have about 20 times and sang every song we know, and now we're stopping for snacks because we're gonna board eat, because that's what you do when you drive too long. But we've got like, what, 5 more hours to Denver?
Yes.
I'm excited to be in Denver. It's a cool place to be. Just hoping it's not gonna be so hot there. Wherever we are now is not bad. Where are we? We have no idea where we are. I took a nap while Hannah drove. Actually, she started driving and I started editing the video you're watching so that you could watch it. And when I was done with that, I took a little nippy nap. And I woke up and I said, "Where are we?" And she said, "I don't know." I think we're in Kansas. Like in the middle of it. The part where like, it's all nothing but cornfields and such.
Why do people live here?
I think so. All right, guys, let's do a quick pickups video. I got a can of Pringles, a double stick of teriyaki jerky, one for me, one for her. A bottle of orange juice is so small I can drink it in one gulp, and then a fashion mask.
Fashion.
But it's a special one. Man, is now the only article of clothing I own that is not black. Do you like? I look like Scorpion. Get over here!
I got Muddy Buddies.
You gonna share?
No.
Whew, I think this will be the longest stretch we drove yet. We drove about 12, 13 hours a day, maybe a little more if you count what we actually drove in town while thrifting. And to be honest, it gets much worse than this. We've driven, you know, 18 hours straight before. We've done the crazy stuff, but we're trying to break this trip up to where there's like no more than 12 hours driving at once, right? Because that sucks. So we basically did, where did we wake up this morning? St. Louis?
Maryville, yeah.
We woke up in St. Louis, outside of St. Louis, drove to Kansas City, thrifted, and now we want to wake up tomorrow in Denver and thrift there at some Goodwill bins. So we're an hour and 20 minutes from the Goodwill bins, and that's enough. We can wake up here, there's an IHOP right here. Heck, we can wake up and eat there tomorrow at like 7 o'clock, still get to the bins that open, I think. So we gotta get gas now, and then I'm gonna go to this gas station, get me a little late night snicky snack. I'm gonna crawl in the back of this bed and sleep. We're actually in luck. There's a nice place to sleep here. I think the thing that freaks people out the most about doing the kind of thing we're doing is usually the parking. They're like, "Oh man, where can I sleep? Where can I sleep and not get in trouble? Where can I sleep and be safe?" And well, we're here to Flying J now, and I'm gonna show you. So hold on a second, I'll show you how easy it is to park and sleep in this van. All right, so check this out. Rows and rows of campers, camper vans, There's a Sprinter over there. There's a couple Sprinters over here that people have turned into campers. And I'm not saying every gas station that you go to, or every Pilot J that you go to, or every Walmart that you go to is gonna have this where it's clearly okay that campers park overnight. But there is a lot of them, and all this travel thrifting we've done on this trip and prior trips, we've had no problem just rolling down the road, finding a place where we can camp out overnight. Every time we've done it, we've had no problem. You just gotta be smart about it. So if you're ever thinking about doing something like this, don't freak out about this kind of thing. And I only bring this up because we get those comments all the time. People just can't imagine finding a place to stay at night like this. It's really not that bad. It can get a little stressful if you find yourself in a weird place, but Walmarts and truck stops, I usually find a place. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna clear ourselves out a little space to sleep here, move all our IKEA bags. We're gonna hop in the back of this bad boy. We're gonna go to sleep, and then the next time you guys see us, we'll wrap this video up. We'll talk about all the stuff that we got with thrift, and I think you'll be excited to see some of the things we got at that bins. You didn't really see us shop there much, so I ended up picking up a few things you didn't see at all. Or there's one thing in particular that I'm just kind of excited to show you. It's pointless, it's not that great, but I think you're gonna want to see it, so stick around. Well, what do you guys think? We're back home from our trip now, but don't get this too confused. There's still a few more videos for you guys to see. I think 4. There's 4 more trip videos.
Yes.
We got a little bit ahead, and that's no big deal because you guys are going to watch about 4 more days from our trip, and we're going to actually take a few days off. It'll be our first few days off in a year.
Wow. When you put it that way.
Yeah, it seems kind of crazy. It's not that dramatic. Just no daily videos have we missed for a whole year. But it's not a huge deal because we're going to actually take this time, these next few days, to take it off and really work hard on our next big thing we want to start.
It's going to be cool.
It's going to be really, really, really cool. So definitely hang around for that. And but in the meantime, let's talk about the stuff that we picked up on today's episode. Did you get anything special?
No.
No?
Today was a huge bust for me.
It was a bit of a bust. I got some stuff I'm excited about for sure, like those demo discs. But with that complication of not really shooting much at that bins, I just want to go ahead and show you something I picked up that I shouldn't be excited about because it's not really that special. But it's an EB Games box for a PlayStation 2. And I just kind of thought this might be special. Like, I've got a PlayStation 4 box here, a PSP Slim box and stuff like that. And I kind of thought this would be special because it's rubber duck yellow and because it's a PlayStation 2 box from EB Games. I kind of thought that'd be special. And I'm really bummed I didn't get a shot while at the bins of this. But that's just how this turned out. That's what happened, all right? But what do you guys think? Is that cool? Would you have picked it up or not? When I picked it up at the bin, some little kid was like, "Oh my God, is there a PlayStation 2 in there?" And I was like, "No, it's just a box. It's just a thing." So, yeah, I'm happy about it. That's probably my find of the day next to the demo discs. But talk about what you got. You didn't get nothing.
I got next to nothing, but that's okay. I got 2 pairs of Wrangler jeans that actually work really well together as a set, so that's really exciting. I don't have to try to piece together some color blocking stuff because I cut these in half and I sew them together and have like paneled little color blocked jeans.
Right. So, if you just somehow stumbled upon our channel, some of this stuff might be confusing to you, but we make a lot of our money, maybe most of it reselling clothes, and a lot of it is stuff that Hannah modifies. So a lot of stuff you bought on this trip is for modification.
Yes. Which, I mean, one thing I did want to talk about with the one thrift store that we went to, they had an entire vintage section.
Well, I guess we should talk a ton about that, actually.
Yeah.
Well, what else here was from the bins? Do you remember?
That was all I got from the bins.
Okay, so. Well, some of this miscellaneous stuff I got was from the bins, some of it wasn't. But just, there was some Nerf stuff at the bins. That's pretty much what I picked up. This is a very good clip to pick up the bins because this is specific to a very specific gun that sells better if it's with it. Little rubber duck.
It's got a mohawk.
He's missing his head. I don't even know why I bought it. A Ben 10 toy. I actually was pretty excited about that. The Count.
The Count.
That's probably going on my shelf, actually. I don't even think I meant to buy that, but I did. Star Trek VHS. We've been selling a lot of those at our toy booth, so that was fine. Another Nerf dart tag thing. And then
obviously works because it has a Nerf tag dart stuck to it.
Yeah, we'll talk about a couple more things that are in the bag in a second. But before we get into this last stuff that we're going to talk about, I wanted to talk about that specific store that you're talking about. What was it called? Do you remember?
I don't remember the name of it.
You just watched it, so you're going to remember it.
Thrift, I think.
It was a really cool store.
It was huge. It was awesome.
It was a lot like when we moved here and went thrifting for the first time and found the Deseret.
Yeah.
It was like a mom and pop, or not even mom and pop, that's not the right word. It was a chain of thrift store that wasn't Goodwill.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all it was. You know, I think when we moved here, did we know about Savers? Maybe
No.
Not at all?
Not at all.
That's
it took
hard.
a while.
That's hard to swallow, really.
Yeah.
Because before, we did a lot of mom and pops when we lived in California, but we never heard of Savers. Not that Savers is a mom and pop, it's pretty huge. But we never heard of Savers or Deseret, which is our other two main thrift stores here in town that we frequent a lot. So, like, I feel like if we ever had to move there or whatever, I feel like we'd frequent that quite a bit.
For sure. I mean, it was a little bit like, it was really cool to see the vintage section for sure. I'll start with that. But as far as picking, it wasn't great because everything they already knew it was vintage and worth something.
If you're a flipper and you walk into a store that has a vintage clothing section, red flag.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing. Is that not a weird dynamic of what we do? There is an aspect of, like, you hope people are selling stuff cheap, but you want them to get their money, but that's why the Goodwill bins is so perfect.
For sure.
Nobody's losing any money there, you know, and we're all making money. But the regular thrift is still a really great tool for us for reselling clothes.
For sure.
We probably wouldn't go there looking for stuff.
Not for my stuff.
We'd just be I mean, the video games there were fine.
Yeah.
The video games were pretty great.
Well, I think it's really cool that they had that whole vintage section because on one hand, you do want people to get excited about vintage stuff because then they're like, oh, I really like this. I see it in person. I see how cool it is, but they don't have my size or something. And then they go online, and then they find your online shop, and then they buy from you. So that's really cool. But it is also cool because, you know, people will go in there, and it gives them an opportunity to find the stuff themselves. And if they're going to do the work for it, good for them. They should definitely be able to get it.
Well, I picked up some video games today. A Naruto and a Game Day. And then I bought all these demo discs. We're at that thrift store.
Yeah.
And I did so because they were all $1. Honestly, I could have every one of them, or I could only have half of them. A lot of them look familiar, but there's definitely some in here I'm about 80% sure that I don't have. But because they were all $1, and I do resell these pretty well at our toy booths, like I can sell them for $3 or $4 a piece. So they were all $1. I just picked them all up. And I don't know how close I'm getting to this full collection, but I gotta be getting there because I have bought so many of these. Some of you guys have sent me some. It's kind of getting out of hand, so I'm going to be very excited here soon. Actually, you know what? There's a couple of these that I have only the disc, so these cardboard sleeves will be upgrades for me. But you guys comment below, any demo disc collectors out there? I used to talk about my demo disc collection way more than I have been lately on the channel, because it is one of my main video game obsessions that isn't just regular video games. I love me some demo discs. So we got a big stack today, and actually, one of my big plans with this little time we have off is going to be reorganizing bits of this game room, and in doing so, reorganizing my demo disc collection and trying to figure out exactly how many of these I'm still missing is going to be something that I definitely get done. So, that's that. There's a couple other random things here we picked up for no reason. One of those printable magnets. We've been trying to get around to making some magnets. Some of this stuff works well, some of it doesn't. Depends on your printer, depends on your materials, but it was there at that bin, so I snatched it up. Well, what's your favorite thing that we got on today's episode?
Well, I guess my color block jeans, because that's what I got today.
Yeah, that's all you got. I hope that whatever we said while we were in Kansas City didn't sound like we were harping on it too bad. We definitely need to go back.
Yeah.
And we definitely need to spend more time seeing if there's more of that thrift store, checking out its other mom and pops. Honestly, this whole trip that we took would have been better off had we went to more mom and pops, more not Goodwills. But we're bins hunters. Bins is our main passion, so of course we're going to go to the bins, and if we don't have more time, we're not going to go to anything else. So that's why more stuff like that didn't really pop up on this episode. But it will. We're trying our hardest to turn this... Pants just crawled inside of those jeans.
He attacked my foot without realizing it.
He
scared me.
He crawled inside those jeans. I wish there was a camera down there.
Inside the pant leg.
But what I'm trying to say is that we're trying our hardest to turn this channel more into a travel thrifting channel. We want to go on the road. We want to buy junk on the road. Sometimes for the purpose of reselling, sometimes not. We're definitely working towards the goal where the kind of content that you've watched for the last week is more of what we do than not, for sure. You guys might remember our roommate Patrick, who was a part of a lot of our earlier videos. He just got himself settled in New York.
Yeah.
And I'm already looking at plane tickets, trying to get just far enough ahead to book us some tickets out there. As soon as it's kind of safe, and as soon as you can still be cheap, and plane tickets are cheap for the next little bit foreseeable future. So we're hopefully going to go visit him out there, do some thrifting out there. He's around the kind of upstate area, so if there's any chains up there in New York, definitely be commenting those below and letting us know, because we're trying to plan our next trip and it'd be up there. So I thought I'd take this chance to, just so since you guys know that we're home and our trip's kind of over, I want to take this opportunity to kind of announce that the travel's not going to be over for long. We want to keep moving. That's it.
Woo.
It was cool. I enjoyed that trip. I don't know if the video is going to translate this or not. I haven't even edited it yet, but it was a whirlwind. We drove in and drove out.
Yeah,
we thrifted.
Was quick.
We thrifted that city and ran is what we did. It was pretty great. But we're home. We're happy to be home, and thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this trip. I shouldn't talk like it's over, because you've still got a few more videos on this trip to watch, and I'm excited about a couple of them. Like, I can't even tell you. Super excited.
Yeah, we got some good stuff in the next few stops.
Yeah. All right. That's going to be it, guys. Check out our Discord before we get out of here. Check out our merch store, tinnostrash.com. And then make sure you're subscribed, pretty please. We passed 6,000 just as we got home. And we're already up to like 6150 or something. It's pretty cool. We're zooming again. I think this trip kind of gave us some momentum, a lot of things we did on it. So subscribe if you've been watching for a little while. Comment if you think we should come to your area and thrift soon, because we've just got traveling on the brain. We want to keep doing it. And then the only thing I can say to you other than all of that is we do post daily videos on this channel. So make sure that you do come back tomorrow and check us out then. Pants is out, so we're going to get out of here, guys. Until tomorrow, peace out.